guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday, you guys. I'm back. If you haven't been on this platform, then you might not know that I did a live earlier today. So be sure to go check that out. We did a great live this early this afternoon. The live was on hope. It was discussing hope. So be sure to go check that live out. Hey, how are you there? I'm good. How are you, Abed? How are you doing? Welcome to the live. I was just telling you all that I did a live earlier today, and we were discussing hope. And it's a really great live and a great message. So be sure to go check that out. Um, how is it? I wish it's good. I wish it's good. But you guys, I am actually low key upset that everywhere in the world is starting to warm up and I'm out here dressing like, it's full blown winter because it's cold. It's our cold season out here. So besides that, everything is fine. You know, I did talk on last week's live about certain things that were happening around here in my neighborhood specifically and drama. So if you haven't checked that out, go check out that last live. We are definitely focusing on increasing our watch hours. So, definitely go binge watch some of the lives, okay? But besides, how are you doing? How is your week going? Yeah, today's Saturday. It's Saturday night. It's over. So the weekend has been pretty good. I had a school meeting Thursday, and then yesterday was pretty much easy breezy, and today I was not expected to do as much as I did. I ended up, because you guys know we're in the construction, and I found some kind of mold in my closet, my brand new closet. So I had to remove everything and, reorganize some things, and hubby's gonna work on that. But I was able to arrange my books anyway, which I've been meaning to do. So that, it's one of those things that had to get done anyway. So I'm happy about that. It ended up being a more productive day than I anticipated. But not too bad. Tomorrow's Sunday. Looking forward to that. We have fried chicken tonight. What'd you guys eat? Well, what time is it where you're at? What time is it where you are at? Let me know where you're at in the chat. Thumbs up the live, you guys, as you are coming in. Please say hi and thank you and all the good things, as it helps the algorithm, helps the channel out. Let's continue to grow on our channel. Today, you guys, like I said earlier, I did a video, I did another live earlier today. I didn't get to do a live last night, so I made it up and made a live for you guys this afternoon. I did my nails on that live. Which I'm happy about. The other ones were just, they were getting caught up on everything. Um, but yeah, so I talked about hope this afternoon on our live. So if you haven't seen that live, after this live, go check that live out. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And yeah, today I wanted to talk to you guys. I'm glad you mentioned Arusha because, I wanted to talk about like who we really are. Sometimes we go through we go through changes, and we feel like, if we make certain moves or do certain things or change certain behaviors or relocate and things like that, it's going to be basically the big change for our lives. It's going to propel us to the next big thing, right? And even though that may be true sometimes, and great things do happen when you decide to change your location or whatever. But you guys, really and truly, we are who we are. Like there is no changing your core self, and if you remove yourself from a location, like we relocated from Florida, right? And your girl was just, I was just looking for the peace of mind, calmness, all the things, right? Just because you relocate and you change your physical surroundings, it does not mean that you're going to automatically change to this whole new being. It does not mean that, you guys. And I just wanted to make sure that's clear to anyone who is, we're in 2025 and people have New Year's resolutions that they're still working on. We are, halfway through the year now. We're in month 6, and I don't know. I just feel like sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to change so dramatically. And it doesn't always happen because it's not something that's really, part of your core nature. Like I came out here really wanting to be calm, be peaceful, and all the things. And granted, because we're from the city, all the hustle and bustle. And granted, I have never been I'm very adaptable, you guys. I'm very malleable. I can adapt to any situation, and I'm cool. I'll do what it do. But when it comes to like peace of mind and changing who I am as a person and things like that, it's not that easy. For instance, hey, kind of like John, it's been such a long time. How are you? I did a live earlier today. I'm not sure if you caught. I don't think you caught that one, but if you haven't, make sure you go catch it on after this one. How was your week been? But yeah, so a perfect example, you guys, is I. You missed that one, yeah. It was impromptu because I didn't get to do one yesterday, so I decided to do a double whammy for you guys. um, Okay, okay now. Enjoy that. You see, I'm in this right here because it is cold. It's cold in Arusha. I am always cold regardless, so it's like, mm-mm. But yeah, you guys. So my example, okay. So you know how a lot of people they go through, they have these, resolutions or whatever. Oh, whenever it happens, they want to get to fitness and all the things, right? And I'm one of those people that, I don't really struggle when it comes to my weight or anything, but I do have, that, it doesn't have to be about your weight. It could be about health, just being healthy. It could be about just, or make sure you're stretching and, doing the things, because I told y'all, like, when as you get up there in age, the creakety creak every time you move is real. Okay. So I make sure that I try to incorporate stretching. And I'm a person who enjoys walking as well, but I'm also very much an introvert. Y'all, if I could have everything I ever needed inside my home, and whenever I feel like coming out, that's what I would do. That'd be perfect for me. And being that we are building our home, that is what's gonna be happening. Like I want everything that I could possibly want within my reach, and I feel like I want to go out into the public, then I will. But someone would watch me and say, "You live in such a beautiful place. You're surrounded by all the trees. You're surrounded by all the the pretty livestock and yada yada yada." Like you would think I would be out there walking every day. And eventually maybe I will be. Maybe it takes nothing but a week or so to get into that momentum and things, but that's not who I truly am. Who I truly am is you can give me a stepper or a treadmill or put some dance videos on and I'll get me a little cocktail, pretend I'm in the club and I'll dance around in my house, in my room or whatever. Like that is who I am. I'm not that just yes, I enjoy the nature. I enjoy being in the nature. I have a garden. But do I, am I going to change and say, yes, I'm going to get up and I'm going to be walking? Yes, I've lied to myself a few times and said that, but we have to, we have to know who we are, you guys. We have to know who our true selves are. You are not going to change your core self because you want to, you have a whole new goal, you have a new desire. And you're not going to change until you change. Those things about you will not you have to be intentional when it comes to those kind of changes. And of course, those things are, they can be beneficial. Obviously, fresh air is a lot better than my indoor house air, you know what I mean? But okay, go feed the kitty. But yeah, I honestly believe like whoever you are, your true core nature, if you're a person who, like for instance, okay, I have a really good neighbor friend or whatever, and as we are growing our friendship, we are growing and we're learning each other. I had to be upfront and let them know, welcome back, that thumbs up the live, you guys. Like I see a couple people in here, and I don't see no thumbs up. I mean, I had to be upfront and let the person know I am a homebody. Like, I will not be one who is always going to somebody's house, and I'm not, thank you for thumbs up. I'm not going to be the one to just always want to hang out. I'll definitely check up on you, I'll call you and all the things. But thank you. But, I have to be honest with myself and with whoever has expectations of me. And I find that people who actually are even thinking about relocating to Tanzania, or people who are looking to change their lifestyle or even their jobs, their careers, they are not considering they are not considering who they truly are deep down inside. And for you, yeah, I'm the queen of the homebodies. I'm good. I like to be inside. But yeah, like if you work from home, been doing it for 4 years, nice. Nice. Yeah. And I feel like people need to be honest with themselves when it comes to certain things, because just because you move to a certain area where it's like more of nature, this you're at peace, it takes a long time to, if you've been living in the city for most of your life, and then you come out to, let's say Arusha, Tanzania, whatever, and it's more rural and it's more, isolated and things like that. That doesn't turn you into the kind of person that you are envisioning automatically. That's not, it takes time to change. You have to be intentional with change. You know what I mean? Like it's not something that you can just say, okay, yes, I'm about to move out here and I'm about to just be this, character basically that you have in your mind, because it's not going to be easy. It's not easy because change is not easy. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen one way or the other, for good or bad, but it's not an easy thing. And I feel like a lot of us are, even with your whole YouTube, which by the way, you said you want to do a YouTube channel, like what's going on with that? Thank you. I did it. I prepped them yesterday. And I put them I put them on this afternoon on my last live. Like I showed it to you guys. I didn't actually like show you as I was doing it, but like I did it then. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy with them too. The last ones were really cute, but the bow, remember the bow? It was catching on everything, my hair, my crochet, and it was fun for a while I had it, and I got to wear it through my anniversary, but it was time for a change. But yeah, you guys, like it's definitely I don't know, even for people who do on YouTube, like it's not hard to do YouTube by any means. But if you want to go anywhere, and that goes for anything in life, I think, that consistency needs to be there, that intentionality needs to be there. And if you're not a person who's, you know, intentional, consistent with things, it's gonna take effort. And you have to be willing to have that effort. You have to be able to put in the work. And sometimes, a lot of people that, who have worked the regular, like the 9 to 5s, the traditional work, and that want to change and come directly into entrepreneurship, there has to be a grace period. There has to be some kind of fading into the transition. It can't just be bop, I'm quitting my job, bop, I'm gonna be a content creator. It does not work like that, honey, because you may have the work ethic, but it's a little more difficult when you don't have like the boss. You're so used to a boss telling you what to do, and now you have to be your own boss. It's a transition. It's a transition. Everything is a transition. You guys, I could ask to film me. I want to start content. Yeah, I know you told me. Yeah. You can have anybody film you. You can do it like, I record just turning the camera around. I do the selfie type of recording. And I actually am gonna go this week and look for a selfie stick, because yeah, I need one. But it's not that difficult as long as you have a phone. You know what I mean? Like you have to put in the effort. You have to put in the effort. You have to show that you actually want it, and you're gonna do it. That's just point blank. And no one is going out. No one is doing those kind of changes for you. No, you don't. Not to start. It's fine. Your phone can suck. Your phone can suck. You don't need a special anything in the beginning. Okay. While you do it as you are right now, and then as you improve or whatever, you get yourself a new phone. By the time you get yourself a new phone, you'll have a certain amount of subscribers. You know what I mean? Like, do it that way, because you're just prolonging. You're prolong. That procrastination. We're not about procrastination in 2025. Don't forget, you're procrastinating, and we're not about that. And really and truly, like, you are basically stalling your viewership. You're stalling the people that you would have had, let's say 20, 25, 50 subscribers before you get the next phone. You know what I mean? So why? And I'm talking to myself too, because I know a lot of times, we think, oh, I want to wait to do this, because, because it's all about that perfectionism. And perfectionism is just another fancy way of, procrastinating. And I want to find the right outfit and get some makeup out to start making videos. Okay. I'm telling you though, don't wait too long. And if you don't do it by this year, I'm gonna look at you side eye. I'm gonna look at you sideways. But yeah, like you guys, people, we are who we are until we decide to change. You know, you are who you are until you actually decide to change. People who are liars are gonna be liars until they decide to change. People who are messy, they're gonna be messy until they decide to change. Hoarders, they are gonna be hoarders until they decide to change. It's all about what we want and how fast we want it. I don't believe anybody is. I don't believe anybody is going to be stagnant in life forever. You know what I mean? I feel like if you're stagnant in life, it's because you enjoy being stagnant. If you don't enjoy it, and you find that you can't do it alone, there is help out there for everything. There's a diagnosis out there for everything. This world that we live in right now, this day and age, like, there's help out there. There's no need to stay where you are. And there's no you can change. You can change if you really want to change. You can do the things you want to do. You can find your peace. You can find your calm. And it's so weird because, like, when you first came out here, one of my biggest things was to find, to acquire more peace of mind, to quiet the noise. Y'all, the noise will follow you wherever you go. It doesn't matter how serene the place is. It doesn't matter how beautiful, how calming. It don't matter how isolated, okay? The noise will still be there until you decide to do something about it yourself. Like, I'm thinking of doing a review on different brands and style of home. That's nice. Yeah, that sounds amazing, actually. That sounds really good. I don't think I've ever come across a channel that does that. I've seen channels that do food, reviews on perfumes, reviews on. You might want to check that out, because that might be a thing. That might be a whole new niche. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's not my lane, but and even if there are people that do it already, like, they won't be doing it like you. So get to it. Okay. Um, yeah, that's something you really want to do, because you talk about it every time on the live. So if that's something that's really placed on your heart to do, like, I wouldn't sit on it. I would just get into it, because people out there are waiting to hear your reviews. Okay. But yeah, you guys, like, we are who we are until we decide to change. I am the queen of procrastination. Or I was. You know what I mean? I was, especially up until 2024, 2025. Once 2025 hits, I was no longer the queen. I gave up my crown. Whoever took it, took it. I don't care. And I am now, I'm doing my things. I am the goal getter of my goals. I am going after what I want to go after. I'm not sitting on things, and because I am fearful or full of anxiety and all the things. Like, and it's so funny because there's that song that's been playing around now. That's on what's that song on all the YouTube shorts? My anxiety. All of those things, and it's like I was telling my daughter was listening to it and I think she was cleaning the bathroom and she was just playing it. And I was telling her, like, just be careful what you listen to because those things, it gets stuck in your mind, and next thing you know, yeah, you're full of anxiety, not knowing how, because those subliminal messages is real. They are real. You're the queen of, yes, yes, do it. I'm telling nope, you're not the queen until I see a video or something. Right now, what are you? You are the ambassador. You have, if you want that crown, you know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta do. But yeah, you guys, like, I honestly believe that if there are things about yourself that you don't like, and you want to change, then you have to be the one to do it. No one can change for you. We are who we are to the core until we decide to change. And you know what? I feel like even those people that are negative, people that are out here that are, they are haters, or they are, they call them trolls on here on the, on the YouTube, whatever. They are people that are out there just spreading negativity for whatever reason. That is their duty. That is who they are. You know what I mean? And because there's no way you can tell me a person that's not into that is going to be sitting up there on a computer talking smack about somebody they don't even know. Okay, like, I don't watch Netflix movies and then try to Google the people that's on there to talk smack about them. It makes no sense to me. I do not understand it. That is not my lane. Those people, that's their lane. That's what they're there for. If they want to change, they can. And it's up to them to do that. It's up to them to turn around, like, okay, you what? No, this is negative. I'm not going to be spewing negativity into the world and change. You know what I mean? Paid trolls. You will earn that title. Okay. Okay. That. Yeah, like, are they paid though? Are they paid? I don't know. Like, are trolls paid? Like, is that a thing? I don't know. But I honestly feel like, that this world has, they have negative people and positive people and whatever is in between. I don't know. But I do believe that we are who we are to the core. Our actions speak louder than words, you know, and sometimes our actions are the words. And I just feel like if we want to change something about ourselves, we can do that. It's really a lot about, like, when you talk about generational curses and, things like that nature, like, really and truly, I'm not trying to pass on any generational curses. I am trying to pass on generational wealth, generational blessings. And you know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to take the negativity that's within you that you don't like, for whatever reason, and change it. And you are the only one that can do that. You're the only one that can do that. Thanks. It's actually it's long. It's long. I can show it to you. I've had it forever. It was actually my mom's. It's long. It's completely long, and it has pockets on both sides. It's warm. It's one of those, house sweater thingy, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, you guys, you have to be able to know who you are. First of all, you're not gonna know who you are until you learn more about yourself. And once you know who you are, the things that you don't like, it's up to you to change. It's not up to anybody else to change, you guys. And it's not up to the world to change it. It's not up to the atmosphere to change it. It's not up to, oh, I'm moving to Tanzania to find peace and yada yada yada. It's not up to Tanzania to give you your peace. It's not up to the trees and the birds and the rainbows and all the peacefulness to, thank you, to give you your peace and joy. It's up to you to find those things. It's up to you to gain those things. It's up to you to change from within yourself. It's not up to anything else. Yes, the actions that you take will lead you there. However, you can sit down. You can just be sitting down on your bed and decide to change. Yes, change is hard, and yes, it's difficult to go about life, you know, like let's say you want to quit smoking or whatever, you don't want to be a smoker anymore. Those things I could, yes, those things you might need a little aid and things like that. But the fact that you sat down and said, okay, I want to change this, change it. Do everything you can. The first step is to say you want to change it. It's to know you want to change it. Like I didn't want to live my life focused on trauma, focused on drama, focused on things that did not bring me joy and happiness and peace. No. And when I relocated, did I say, "Oh yeah, this new adventure here is going to be like my all in all. It's going to be what turns me around." No, I'm still me. I'm still me. I'm still me. I have a beautiful, scenery out there in the world, whatever. I have trees and, fruit trees and birds and, animals all around me, but I'm still a house. I'm still, I'm still a person who likes to be in the house. I'm still an introvert. I'm still that girl. Like, you know what I mean? Certain things are part of your core nature, and it's up to you to change it, how you want to change it, how much you want to change it, and keep it pushing. But it's not up to anybody else, and it's not up to your surroundings to make that happen for you. There has been people. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cadillac John. There have been people. I got these on AliExpress, and you know why I love them is because I'm particular about earrings. I see these ones are the kind that go inside of itself, and that's the kind of earrings that I enjoy. I do have, obviously I have other earrings that are studs and things like that, but like for hoops and things, I like the kinds that go inside of each other because I don't know. I just feel like it feels nicer. And you don't smack on nothing, and but yeah, you guys, like I got these from AliExpress, by the way. I got these ones, and I got a pack of 3 of gold of different sizes. Can you borrow them? AliExpress, they're not cheap too, and these ones are actually real silver, and the gold ones are not real gold, but they're not going to change color either. So yeah. But yeah, you guys, like, what was I saying? I I did not want to be the girl that was just always, you know, into her drama, into her trauma and all the things. I wanted to be, and there was no way that, this move was going to, I mean, maybe I thought it at one point that okay, I'm gonna be moving. It's a whole new, yes, of course, when you move, that's true. I did think about that. Like this is gonna be a whole new me, a whole new this, a whole yada yada. Hey girl, happy Saturday. Welcome to live. Um, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday? Happy birthday nonetheless. I hope it's a blessed one. You have many, many years. But yeah, you guys, like I was not going to move out here and you know, yes, when you're moving somewhere, you feel like, okay, yes, it's gonna be a whole new transition, a whole new life. I can be whoever I want. And we can do that. We do that all the time with new schools. As we're growing up, I'm about to go to a new school. I'm about to be I'm gonna be this in school, a new job. I'm gonna be this, that, the other person. But I am in Tanzania. But the minute that, the dust settles, our true selves just come out. It busts us out, you guys. That's why I don't understand. I understand where people are, we have masks because we're going through traumas and dramas and all that stuff. And then, I gotta itch, y'all. And then eventually, we get out of that, we heal or we begin to heal. Or I don't think that any of us are ever truly, fully healed. But we revert back to our normal selves. We revert to who we truly are as a core person. So there's no amount of relocating that's gonna make me not be an introvert. There's no amount of relocating that's gonna make me be at peace with myself without the work. There's no amount of relocating or changes that is going to make me be more of somebody else and less of myself. You know what I mean? I can claim it to be, but it doesn't mean that it is. Like, I'm still going to be me. And if we really want to change certain things about ourselves, it has to be intentional. It can't just be us saying, okay, yes, I'm about to move and change. So this is going to be the new persona. Like, that's just another mask you're putting on that's going to fade away as time goes by. And people are going to see who you truly are regardless. Yeah. Thanks, Cadillac. But yeah, you guys, like, I honestly feel like, we definitely need to tune into ourselves. And you're not going to be able to, first of all, when we say all those things, we are actually trying to fool ourselves. Because we are actually trying to fool ourselves because we're not talking to people like, oh, yes, I'm about to move and this is who I'm going to be now. We don't do that. We don't do that. We just show up, right? We just show up and we try to, like, be this, that, and the other. And slowly but surely, y'all, it fails. It fails every time. And I think that, I feel like that's why, people always do like resolutions and things, because it's like an opportunity to change certain things we don't like about ourselves, or, increase in certain things that we do like about ourselves. And if you're not actually doing the work, you're just making lists just to make lists. Let's just about that. You're just making a list, and if you're anything like me, you like making a list, you like writing things down, and then you're gonna make another list for your birthday. And 6 months into the year, you're gonna revise that list. You're just making a list. If you're not, being proactive and being intentional, you want to quit smoking, go talk to the doctor, get the patch, get some gum, get some carrot sticks. If you want to go on a health kick, are you drinking water? If you're not even just drinking water, that is the number one. That is the number one thing. If you are trying to get on a health kick and you haven't started drinking some water, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, you haven't taken a step to walk. I don't like. I'm not a gym girl. I'm never gonna suggest anybody go to the gym. Like, that's just not me. I tried and wasted my money one too many times. You know what I mean? I'm not that girl. But there's things, you guys. You don't have to be traditional. You don't have to be like anybody else but you. Like, as I said, I will turn on that music in my room, lock them kids out, get me a glass of wine, and have a whole party, nightlife, and sweat it out myself. That is just how I do things. How do you do things? You know what I mean? Like, don't make anybody like. And I feel like, really and truly, if I think about it, every time I've gone to the gym and signed up for the gym, it was always under the encouragement of someone else. And it never worked out for me because it's not me. I'm not that girl. You have to know who you are. You have to know your lane. You have to learn about you continuously, to spend time with yourself, in your mind, by yourself, whatever. And y'all, I'm never alone. I'm never alone. But life throws things at you. And you have to be intentional about learning how you react to things and the circumstances surrounding certain things and why you behave certain ways. And that's how you learn about yourself. Pick up new hobbies. I always tell y'all, find a new hobby. Read a book. Read a book. You have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. If you don't know who you are susceptible to so many things that you do not want to be part of, and you won't know how to set boundaries. We talk about this on, and I'm going to continue talking about it, you guys, like, really and truly, because I honestly feel like I've grown so much because I am being intentional and paying attention more so now in 2025, like, so I can pinpoint certain things, like, I know I enjoy, I know I don't enjoy. you know, you're not just gonna come at me with anything. Not anymore. Because was I like that before? Yes, I was a bit of a people pleaser. I was, a procrastinator to the T. You know what I mean? Like, and that's something I learned. I didn't always have a name for it while I was putting things off. I was a procrastinator. You know, and I don't even say was, because I'm intentionally and actively, like, working out of that. Like, I'm not trying to do that this year. I'm just not. But we are who we are in the core. And am I a procrastinator at heart? Probably. Probably, but it's something I don't like about myself. So it's something that I'm changing, actively changing. So you have to know who you are to know what things you don't like about yourself to be able to change it. Don't think you're gonna remove, you're gonna relocate. You're gonna relocate. You're gonna start a new school. You're gonna start a new job. You're gonna do whatever in it. You're gonna have this whole new you. No, you are you. You are you. I am me and you are you. No matter what, it doesn't matter. No matter what, and just like I told you, kind of like John, if you want to do that YouTube channel, you want to do that YouTube channel, and you want to do the hosiery, like even if there is someone out there or few, the internet is wild. If there's other people out there doing that, it doesn't matter because they're not going to deliver it how you would. You know what I mean? You can't go off of other people. We are who we are for a reason. You will touch someone's heart and mind and soul for, because from you, it's you, it's not anyone else. And that, so when I say, you guys, like, I came out here a little bit, thinking like, yeah, I think about, okay, yes, I'm gonna come out here. It's been 5 years now, going on about to be 6 years in Tanzania, and I'm still me, y'all. I'm still me. As much as okay, because okay, out here in Tanzania, perfect example. People, I don't know if it's I haven't been to the other countries yet. I do intend on doing that, doing more traveling. But hey, Sean, how are you, girl? I miss you. Yes, you caught the live. You're driving. Careful now. Just listen. I will talk. I will start with hosiery and maybe expand into skirts and dresses. Okay. Yeah, just be yourself. You know what I mean? Like I came out here, you guys. It's gonna be almost 6 years. I think September makes it 6 years that we've been out to Tanzania. Out here on the motherland, y'all. I don't know about every other country, but especially here in Tanzania, people will dress up for nothing, for every day. Their outfits. Where they going? Nowhere. I've seen dudes in whole full suits, and I'm like, okay, okay, he ain't doing nothing, going nowhere. And of course, and at first it's like, okay, like it's very it's giving chic, really and really and truly, but it's kind of dusty out here. So I don't know. It's giving, it's nice to see. It's nice to see that I'm not. I don't want to. I'm glad that I'm not. I'm no longer looking at men's booties with the belt and things like that. That's just not. Don't come for me. If you are a dude and that's what you do. I'm just happy that I no longer have to be. To see that. It's a breath of fresh air to see everybody dressed up. Y'all, even the babies have wigs out here, okay? I was in a line once, I think it was last year with my friend, and she was like, girl, look, the baby was being held. The baby had a whole wig. And it was like braids or something, and it was just made out of yarn. It was practically a hat. You know what I mean? And I say that to say, when I came out here, I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna do this. Like I'm gonna be dressing up on a regular basis, because this is nice. Like, who don't want to be dressed up? Y'all, I'm under construction. I live on a farm. I'm a homebody. I go out when I have to go out, or when I start to feel, a little too much. Hubby take me out. You know what I mean? So yeah, as much as I tried, and yeah, your girl likes to be comfortable, and my level of comfortability does not include a whole full-on dress. Now, I said, but in the future though, guys, I need to do better. I do need to do better because like we're surrounded by dudes, and I need to dress better. So I will be doing that in the future, like doing like I feel like YouTube is the best thing when it comes to accountability, to get dressed, just dress up, not dress, but just get dressed up for the day. So I will be doing that. The outfit of the days is at some point. As of right now, you all know I told you earlier we had a mold situation going on in my closet. Took everything out. Hubby has to deal with that. So that's not coming on till later, but it is coming. But I say that to say, you guys, they was dressed up in here, okay? But your girl is still your girl. Like I am still me. So yeah, that whole thing was not. I couldn't change that. I mean, do I want to change it? A little bit, yes. So I'm going to actively be doing that. However, we are who we are. We are who we are, and our experiences are our experiences. So there's no way that relocating anywhere, there's no way that going to a new job, a new school, a new anything is gonna fix anybody's problems. Like you want peace of mind. Your peace of mind, y'all. If you come like I can only speak with my experiences, okay? You are living out in the West, okay? You're you know, Brooklyn, Boston, all them places, whatever. You're living out there doing your thing, whatever. The noise, I'm never alone. I have 5 kids, all the things, right? I've never been alone. I've never been alone. Um, and we all have our traumas and dramas, and it's, and as we grow as a family, as a YouTube family, you guys will learn more and more about all that's been up here. Okay. But coming out here, one of my goals, obviously, one of my goals was like, okay, yes, I'm about to be out of the city. I'm about to be away from the noise, the chaos. But that doesn't stop the chaos and noise in here, you guys, in my head. Like changing location coin is just that you're changing location. You are still who you are. You are still full of the dramas that you had. You are still full of the traumas you had. You are you to the core regardless. You want to change, you have to be intentional. You have to pinpoint exactly what you want to get done. You have to be able to articulate what it needs to be done, and find ways to get around to it. you know it's not about changing your location and changing your atmosphere, and then all of a sudden you're at peace and you're zen and all the things y'all know. As we say, my mom got me into all this. She'll be in here in a minute to watch you with me. Oh, nice. Tell her I said hello when she comes in. Tell her she can say hi. But yeah, you guys, like it's important. It's important to know that you are the one with the power to for the changes. If you want to change something, whether it's your outer appearance, whether it's how you speak, whether it's anything, you know what I mean? Like anything, it could be something physical. It it does not, unless the change is you want to change where you are physically, like your location. Fine, yes, then that's okay. Okay, then that's when your location is what is needed. But if you're relocating, or you're changing jobs, and you're changing this and that and the other and whatever, and you're changing lovers and all the things, because something is in you, and y'all, we have to take a closer look at ourselves. We have to take a closer look at ourselves. All right, Cadillac John, keep it clean. A change in location is nice, but if you had issues before the move, girl, yes, they definitely stay with you. You have to work out before the move. And you know what? I believe, yes, but I don't think that is. It's so to me. It's almost like when you have, excuse me, when you're having like a child. No one's ever ready to have a child. So like if for that matter, even getting married, nobody's ever really, really ready until you in there and you see what's going on. Because, you know what I mean? But and I feel like if you're moving, it's one of those things too where I feel like you can fix your problems before or after. You just gotta, as long as the move is not going to be the change that changes everything for you, because it's not. It is not. I've come across way too many expats or people who have relocated here, and you know let me tell you, one second. People have placed so much on this continent. Like they're gonna come out here, been eating meat for years. And all of a sudden, they want to be vegan. All of a sudden, they want to woosah. They don't believe in, like, they just got here. That all of a sudden they don't want to believe in the they don't want to believe in, the religion they were, had growing up. And I understand there is something to be said about growth and growing and learning and understanding and hearing different situations out. But y'all, I feel like sometimes we overload ourselves with information. And that goes for me as well. Like, that was one of the main things I was so happy to when I came out here, that I was able to, you know, I already have too much going on up here. I already have too much going on up here, right? And then to have a bunch of other people's stuff up here, y'all, I was happy to be able to tone down the noise. At least it's just my noise. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to listen to other people's noises when I moved out here. So I was able to learn different things, understand different things, figure out different things for myself. Now, I'm not gonna lie, our family did go for a very long time without even eating meat. But it wasn't one of those things where it's like, oh, we're in Africa now, we gotta eat. It just happened, and really, truly, I'm that kind of girl where y'all. I enjoy food very much, but I don't live to eat. You know what I mean? I eat to live. And for a time, yes, we felt like, okay, you know, let's not, it didn't phase me. Not eating meat didn't phase me. Eating meat phased me, didn't phase me. None of it. You know what I mean? And really and truly, like, I feel like I can cook a lot quicker without having to cook meat. That's my takeaway from not eating meat. Okay. And we did it for a very long time, actually, for a few years, actually. We've been honey here going on 6 years. I want to say at least a good 3 years. We didn't have meat. You know what I mean? And yeah, like, for me, what I got out of it, I can cook a lot quicker, a lot quicker, and my boo boo didn't think that bad. TMI, I know, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you can't always just go with what you hear on, on the screen, or, everything's hearsay until you experience it for yourself. And if you are relocating or making big life changes because because you feel like it's going to do this dramatic change in your life and in your peace of mind, it's not it's not that. It's not that. Change has to happen from within, you guys. Change has to happen from within. You have to be able to pinpoint what you want done for yourself. No one can tell you that. Like, even the therapist, like, you guys, even the therapist, you guys have to go to the therapist. You have to talk to the therapist for them to come up with something to some kind of diagnosis about what's going on with you. Okay. But I don't know. I kind of also feel like and we talked about this. I don't want no one knowing more about me than me. Like, I'm the person that I've been with longer than anyone else on this planet ever, and that would always be the case. So why, I don't want to have to. I'm not bashing. I mean, I feel like therapy is great, for people who need it. People need that. People need an ear. People need guidance. You know what I mean? But at the same time, once that therapy session is over, it's all you. It's all you. What are you doing besides going to therapy, which is amazing? What are you going to be doing to get yourself together? Like, and it can't be, I'm going to relocate to a more serene, more peaceful place. It can't be, I am going to, you know, give away my things that, that bring me joy because, it'll help me to, focus more or whatever. Like, y'all, our minds, our minds can be so beneficial, but so harmful at the same time. We have to get control of our minds, of our thoughts, of the things that bring us misery and peace. That's what our mind does. Our mind does both, you know. So it's not really up to, the trees and the birds and the serene and the isolation and, you know, the happy-go-lucky people we want to surround ourselves with. Some, what I mean? Like we tend to, when we want to feel, happy-go-lucky, we will like for me, it's kind of strange because I lately I'm not cool. I don't desire to watch comedy, which is weird. Because sometimes I enjoy a good laugh, but I think I get my comedy from elsewhere. Like I don't enjoy comedy show movies and stuff, but I enjoy like watching, like eating shows or something like that. Like something where somebody's making a joke, like lately hubby and I've been obsessed with watching these Jamaican eating contests, and the narrator is always making jokes and things like that. That brings, where am I going with this? But you know what I mean? Like you have to surrounding yourself, that's what I'm saying. Surrounding yourself with things that bring you joy all the time and bring you, basically basically that distract you from your inner problems, it's not gonna last. Y'all, it's not gonna last. I can tell you right now, it's not gonna last. Take it from me. I know I've been there. I'm telling you. Take it from me. It's not going to last. Okay. You can try like all the things, the alcohol, the smoking, the going to church all the time. All those things can, because even good things, you guys, even good things, can become distractions, and you're distracting yourselves from the things that you really need to, think about changing. If you don't like something, don't sit in it. Do not sit in it, you guys. Life is passing you by. Like you don't need to sit in the muck of your own existence. You really don't. You really don't. Change is amazing. Change is inevitable, and and of course, like I said, we can change things that we don't like about ourselves, but your true core self is in there. There's a part of you that won't change. you know as I said, I came out here thinking I was gonna be this, and you guys have seen videos. Like, if you haven't, check out my older videos. You see where I live, like the surroundings, the mountain, all this stuff, Mount Maru. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But I am still a homebody. I am still a homebody deep down. I will get my, I will go out there, every once in a while, more than every once in a while, obviously. I have kids that like to go outside, all that stuff. Yeah. I have my garden to tend to, you know. Um, and it's so funny because I think I try to change that about myself because when we first got here, I think even before we even built, that was the thing. It was we didn't have a home on this land yet. So every time we visited, yes, I was taking walks up the hills and all these things and yada yada. I think there's a few videos on there where we're doing walks up the hill and everything, the beauty, all of that. But y'all, when the dust settled, when the dust settled, your girl is your girl. Like, and she is gonna be in the house. She's gonna be in the house chilling and probably with a book these days crocheting, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just that. That is just that. We are who we are, at our core. And yes, if I want to change that, which I do, I want to change the amount of time that I go out. And not just out into, because I go out like out here into my out of on my property, but just to go out, outside my gate, outside my gate, walk around more, get more into, my surroundings and yada yada. That's something I do want to change. Do more family walks around the neighborhood, things like that, which we've done. We have done that. It's just, it kind of fades away. Now the kids are in school, it fades, but yeah, certain things, you guys, are in our core, and it's just who we are. And if you are finding that you want to change something about yourself, do not just be intentional, but don't assume that there is a fix all for that. Don't assume that you are going to relocate somewhere, get a new career, whatever the case may be, and then your problems are going to be fixed. It doesn't work like that. I don't want to be out here giving false hope to anyone, feeling like, oh yes, move out to Tanzania, move out to the continent, and your life will be, of course, right now, this, I don't know, y'all tripping over in the States, y'all, like, y'all know. But, I'm talking in general. I'm not talking about, politics and stuff. Like, it's, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional on who you are and what you want to be and who you want to become. Like, I have dreams, y'all. I have ideas. I know who I'm shaping myself to be, and I'm loving every minute of it. And it's definitely something that's attainable. Will it take work? Of course. It is not just one thing. It's a lot of different aspects of my life. But and I think it's actually still just me because I am one of those people who like doing different things and try different things, and I'm like that. So that's gonna work out for me. You know what I mean? You have to know who you are, and you have to continue to learn who you are. You guys, there's no question about it. There's no question about it. We are a vessel full of possibilities, full of possibilities, and we have to get excited again. Like, get excited about the possibilities. I talked earlier on our last live this afternoon, um, about hope. And I was basically talking about how people and how people who don't even like believe in like tarot cards and horoscopes and all those things, the numbers, the signs, all that, right? Even though we don't, even those people that don't even think about those things, they're not into those kind of things. They don't believe at all. Like, they're like, eh. At some point or another, every one of those people, because at one point the horoscopes were in the newspapers, you know what I mean? And at some point you're going to peek into that world just to see what's going on, whether you believe it or not, whether it's for you to criticize, shun, or whatever the case may be, right? But when those specific things, like, let's say it's a tarot card, but when those specific things like give you like a positive omen or a message, what have you, right? Whether you show it or not, you're glad. You're glad. Okay? I don't care what you tell me, you're glad. You are glad because why? We are we gravitate towards hope. We gravitate towards hope. And the thing is, you don't believe in those things, right? You think those things are bogus, but you gravitate towards it because of hope. But for you, we gravitate towards things for hope, even if it's false hope. So I say that to say, and that was a really good live. Okay, so go check that live out after this one. Yeah, it's like, we gravitate people gravitate towards hope, and that's what the world is. Like, I don't know why I thought about it last night, and I had to make a video on it, but it was just like, yeah, like, even if you're buying something online, you're hoping that you didn't get scammed. You're hoping that the item you purchase is what it says. You know what I mean? Like, there's a great scenario in that live, you guys. Like, it cracked me up. Go check out that live. We gravitate towards hope, and we are vessels of hope, you guys. We are vessels of hope, and I want to be a vessel of not false hope, like a true hope. And that's why I want to come out here and talk to you guys plain and simple. Like, what you want to change something, you have the capability to change that thing. Thank you for the hearts, Cadillac. You are able to change it. No one else is going to do it for you. And that's where I feel like I'm not gonna give you false hope. Like, yeah, somebody's gonna come home, the therapist is gonna change your life, relocate is gonna change your life. No, like, you change your life, you do that. Like, that can be an action step towards changing your life, but it's not the thing that's gonna change your life. You are who's gonna change your life. Okay. And yeah, you guys, like, I really enjoyed that last video. It was a live. So like I said, if you haven't caught it, go catch that replay, please and thank you. Yeah, you want to change your life, you go after it. You have to be the one to change your life. Like no one else can do it for you. No one can get rid of those loser friends that you have, and you know they're loser friends because they're never there for you. You know, you're the only one always paying the bill. You're the only one who's always uplifting and filling their cup. You know, you want to change it, change it. I know right now jobs is hard, but if you don't like that job, you can definitely take steps towards getting a new one or becoming an entrepreneur or whatever the case may be. I didn't say quit. Okay. Because I know there's people out here on this YouTube streets telling everybody to quit their jobs and come jump into YouTube and all that stuff. And look, that's for the kids. Okay, that's what people with no responsibilities. You got responsibilities. You need to pay that bill. You need a place to stay. You need lights. You need water. You need all those things in your household to be working when you get there. You did not see that eviction notice. Keep your job. Okay, be smart. Keep your job and work your way towards leaving your job. You know what I mean? Everything takes transition, guys. Everything is stepping stones. Like you know, but if you want change, you can create change. You can make change happen. The change is not just for those who seem like they got it all together. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, then why are they trying to change if they have it all together? And none of us have it all together. None of us. None of us. None of us have it all together. No matter how, glamorous it may look, no matter how well someone speaks or, how big their house may look, if it's really their house you see on there. You know what I mean? Like, none of us have it all together. We all have skeletons, we all have issues, we all have traumas and dramas. No one is exempt from that. We all have our problems, you guys. And if you want to change something within you, whether it's your surroundings, whether it's your mental stability, whether it's emotional, whatever the case may be, you have the power to do so. And drink water. Drink your water. Drink your water, you guys. And that's just for, you know, why not? Like, drink your water. That's for health reasons and everything else. Like, water is yummy. But yeah, I just had to, like, because I felt like, you know, every year it's like, oh, we want to change something, we want to do something, and then we have these ridiculous, not ridiculous goals, you guys, but unattainable goals. And I feel like unattainable goals is just it's just another form of it's just another form of setting yourself a failure. And so you have excuse. It's another excuse. I feel like over like grand, like come on, you don't tell me you're about to read 50 books for the next 2 months, and you haven't picked up one book in the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years or so. Like, come on, let's be serious. I have a goal to be a hosiery model. I know you do. You always talk about your hosiery, so nobody's gonna do it for you. Nobody's doing it for you, so you better get with it. You better get with it. You know, and it's for those people that even have that passion that like they want to be models or whatever. It's so easy now. Just model your own stuff or model whatever clothes you purchase and model it. Like model it. Put it on YouTube. Put it on the shorts. Put it on Instagram. Whatever. There's nobody. I don't think there's anybody on social media who don't have at least one person following them. Okay, unless it's some kind of ghost account or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can do it. You can do it. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to be, then do it. Like, just do it. Life is too short to just be, waiting on, I don't know, waiting on what though? Because really and truly, like when I procrastinated, I knew that, I still knew and understood it wasn't going to get done until I did it. But I feel like a lot of us we're stalling because we feel like, I don't know whether we have all the time in the world. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. I can only speak for myself, and I decided I was no longer going to be like that. And I've been taking steps to change that, and I feel like that's what we all need to do. Like, if you want to change something, take the time, evaluate, and start being intentional. Start being intentional, you know? And you don't have to do this whole cold turkey, situation, depending on what the thing is. You know what I mean? But I'm that girl though. I'm that girl. If I say I don't want to do something, I prefer cold turkey. You know what I mean? Because I don't. It's so funny because I was a procrastinator, like big time. But at the same time, when I set myself my mind to something, it's like it's like that. You know what I mean? So like if I said like I wanted to quit smoking or something, I was like cold turkey, like I'm done. Like that's just me. That's just me, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is about me, but I don't know. I think I just don't want to be bothered. I don't like to postpone or wait. Which is so it's so so ironic though, right? Being a whole procrastinator most of my life, kind of ironic. But yeah. But see, that's the beauty of knowing about yourself and learning about yourself. You get to, sit there and ponder and, and then you guys fall in love with yourselves. Fall in love with yourselves and, be about you sometimes. Like I know we've come from a world where, it's not, it wasn't always acceptable. I feel like the whole love yourself is fairly new still. It's it kind of reigned like it was like it was almost like it was a selfish thing to think about yourself, to love upon yourself, and yada yada yada, to put yourself on a pedestal. And I'm so glad we're out of that. I'm so glad we are out of that mode, and that it's okay and it's acceptable. It's y'all jump in, love up on yourself, and be you, learn more about you, learn your boundaries, and continue to live your life. If there's changes you want to make them, make them, make them. You know, that's just it. Make those changes. You guys, I hope this resonates with you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing Saturday. Um, yeah, it's getting later and later here, as you know. You can tell by the sound. Oops, sorry. You can tell by the sound of my voice. And I'm getting congested. It is now 11. It's 11:09 p.m. here in Tanzania. So I think for you guys, it's probably like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I think maybe 4 p.m. maybe. But yeah, I hope this resonates to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I definitely will. You guys, if you haven't, and you're watching this replay and you're watching this me now, if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, interact with me. I'm looking forward to it. And it's even on the replays, interact, press the notification bell, you guys. My goal is to start, throwing out more and more content you guys' way. Okay. And that is my goal. That's what I'm working on. And yeah, I'm here to, you know, I'm here to encourage, uplift, and all the good things for you guys. Hopefully share some joys and increase our joy family. You guys, thanks again for watching. Tune in to our next one. And if you haven't already, like I said, go watch the past couple of videos that I've done, including the live. And you guys be seeing more coming your way. And have a great weekend. Whatever you guys are doing today, I hope it's amazing. I hope you guys are feeling loved and encouraged. Hope you find some joy during this weekend. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow is Sunday. Then you probably guys will receive like a shorts or something from me. So look out for those. And yeah, I'll be catching you guys really soon. Have a good one.